I think we will start. Hi, and welcome to our webinar about expense management 2023 R2. What's New webinar. My name is Kim Dalsgaard Christensen, and I'm your friendly host for this webinar. As you might know, we have now released new versions of all our solutions, both for Business Central on cloud and on premises. To follow up on this, we have these webinars. If you did not register, they will be available as recording for those who did register or on our YouTube channel as soon as possible after the events. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. As an attendee, you have joined this webinar muted or in listen-only mode by default. You can submit text questions to today's presenter by typing your questions in the chat section. You may send in your questions at any time during the presentation. We will collect these and answer them here after the walkthrough or after the event. For those of you who are new to Continia, we are one of the top add-on software companies delivering solutions exclusively to Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. Our solution focuses on the automation of finance processes from start to finish by using Business Central and not a separate application. This makes it very easy for you to adapt the new features, and the implementation time and costs are extremely low compared to related standard solutions within the market. All our solutions are available both on premises, where a license is required before use, or you can go to Business Central Cloud from Microsoft AppSource. Here you can access our solutions at exceptional terms. For all our apps except for OP+, there are no order processes. Simply install the app and follow the basic setups. It takes less than 15 minutes, and then you're up and running on essential features. There are no obligations. Simply start trying it out for up to 30 days totally or for free. Finally, you pay afterwards and only what you use per month. Each and every solution is delivered by our partners. And we do have a wide range of different customer types, both within size and types. So no matter who you are and what you do, I'm pretty sure you will find customers much alike you. Today, our partners are serving more than 18,000 NAV of Business Central tenants with one or more solutions running in more than 45 countries. Throughout the entire product history of Business Central, since back in the days when it was a Danish-owned company, Continia has been a part of its journey. And from time to time, we did introduce new significant add-on solutions to the market. Well, it's about time for Continia to add one more solution to our solution portfolio. And even though I do come from a part of the world where it is not well accepted to be a big talker, I will point out that Continia do have a very big expectations for a new solution coming up next year. What it is, I'm not allowed to tell yet. This will be revealed Wednesday in Lyon, where the biggest event for people working within Business Central are taking place. For all of us not attending, including myself, check out our websites from Wednesday and the days after. However, here's a clue. It is something about you are used to do your postings in amounts, and now you will get used to post something in very different measurements. Until then, it makes sense to keep updated about our current solutions. And now it's time for my colleague Lotte to take over and show all the new features in expense management. Lotte?
Thank you, Kim. I will share my screen now. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Good. Hi, everyone. My name is Lotte Valgaerts, and I'm your solution specialist for expense management. And in this session, I will guide you effectively through the new features for expense management. We have some highlights from the roadmaps, and here they are. Auto Zoom in Business Central add-in. This is attached receipts. Images are now auto-scaled to the add-in size, reducing manual adjustments. We have autofill in Expense app and Expense portal, which suggesting fields used for expenses from the same merchant and with the same credit card used previously. We have VAT, sales tax input from expense users, which is AI receipt scanning automatically finding multiple VAT and sales tax entries on the receipt. And configurable messages. Now we've added the flexibility to customize warning message workflow and allow expense documents with open status to proceed for approval. ESG, yeah. Kim just shortly mentioned that we will reveal something huge, but with expense management, we have already started preparing for reporting ESG expenses. We have added something called Continua Hub, which is an access of central in-app assistance. So instead of you having to drop out of or jump out of Business Central and find documentation, we've added these links into Business Central. Purchase contract queues are included in expense management, the role center. And finally, but at least very, very important, secure archive, where we both log, hash, and signature PDF, put PDF signature on documents in their original form. So first of all, Auto Zoom. So once you're inside Business Central and you see the receipt, previously you would have to zoom in and out to be able to see the actual details. So now it's just a perfectly scaled view every time. So you can jump straight into the document and analyze without any primarily preliminary setup. So just to show you, let me jump into Business Central. So here, as an example, I have 4 expenses sent in, and they are in different formats. But no matter what expense I'm having a look at, I am given all the information in one screen. So I don't need to zoom in and out anymore. We hope that you that would help your daily life. Sorry, I just need to go back. Yes. Then a very interesting feature that we've added to both the expense app and the expense portal is that receipts can now be the receipts will now be recognized, and it will auto fill information from previous expenses. So in the daily life, I mean, you would need, as an expense user, you would need to add expense type and payment type, even though you're using the same card and the card number is visible on the receipt. That will now be remembered by the app and the portal, so to minimize all the input that you as an expense user have to do. If you do not want this feature, if you don't want the solution to autofill, you can of course disable it. If you would like the users to type in all these information manually, this is possible inside configured fields and on the field type card, which is only available for the field type code. But I would like to, so let's see how it works in real life. I go here and then I'll just jump into my app. So this is an example of an expense user logging into their mobile app on their mobile device. In here under Open, I have a list of receipts that I've saved when I'm using my card. And as an example, with the food market, you see that I have 2 receipts here. I'll just put the first one, create an expense for this one. And it already recognized the Cash Private card because I've used my card for other receipts. But in this case, I'll just put in the expense type food. There are no other information needed. And you see when I look at the receipt, I have the card number here. So it will recognize if I report any other expenses with this card number, it will remember what payment type I've used previously, and it will look at the merchant and say, okay, last time you had a receipt with the food market, you chose the expense type food. So I will now save this one, submit this one, like this. Now I want to send in my other food market expense. And in this case, it's a different amount, but the card number is still the same. And there's a different text on it. So I'll just add this to my expense. And you see now that both expense type and the payment type is automatically filled in. So in this case, there are no other information needed for this expense. I can simply just submit it. This will minimize the time that the expense user fill in a lot of different information if they're going to the same merchant, the same coffee shop, buying coffee there. They will minimize all the manual filling in all that information. So I can simply submit this one. Let's take another example. I have a Shell receipt here, and I will then add that to an expense. Here, the payment type and the expense type is not filled in. And I think we can see the card number, which is different from the other receipt I used. So this is a different card number. I'll just go back and choose the payment type. This is my MasterCard. And I need to put in the expense type. I'll just save this one. So now all these receipts coming every week, every second week, or receipts that you're using again and again will be auto-filled. Another thing we've added to the mobile app is recognizing VAT. So previously, if I have a receipt and there's different VAT, I would have to split my expense in 2 lines and then define what expense type it is. But the VAT was kind of left for the bookkeeper inside Business Central to handle. But now the app will recognize the receipt and split the expense in 2 lines, defining 2 different VAT types. So I would like to show you again. So I'm opening my list of receipts, and if you recognize the one on the PowerPoint, this is I've been eating at a restaurant, and the VAT is probably very difficult to see. Let me see. I'll just show you here. You can see that it has 2 different VAT amounts. And now I'll simply add it to a new expense. The payment type is picked up automatically because I've used it for my food market receipt, and it has now split it automatically into 2 lines. If I go into this one, you see that there's one for 12%, and I have the VAT amount showing here on the on all the details. So what I need to do is to simply add the expense type for the individual line. This one is correct, so I would need to go to this one and choose the range, which is in this case is 25%. So once it's been sent into Business Central, the bookkeeper will see that there are 2 lines. It has been split, and the VAT amount is showing for these 2 lines. And when the expense type has been set up with the correct VAT posting, everything will be posted correctly without the bookkeeper having to split it and change the VAT, the VAT product posting group. Configurable messages is something that we have now given you the flexibility to customize. Previously, if an expense user was sending in a mileage where they've put in a different distance than what has been calculated by Google Maps, it would give a warning and it would stop the approval flow, which is not really what we wanted, because we've allowed the user to type in a different distance, and we know that it's already showing both the calculated distance by Google Maps and the distance put in by the user. So why does it stop the flow? And let me show you. I'm just jumping into Business Central just to show you how easy it is to change the configurable messages. You either have the option to go directly here to configurable messages, and you see that this is the warning for the mileage, so you can lower it and set it to information. So these 3 warnings are the options you're giving. An error will stop the flow, a warning as well. Information is just an information to the user inside Business Central. So you can do it on the individual during your process. Once you start the process of all your documents, you can do it on the go, or you can go to configurable messages and go through all of the messages. I have to in the beginning. So this is the list of all the warnings, all the messages given in expense management. So you can set it up front or do it while you're in the process. Expense management is ready for ESG. And we strive towards a sustainable future. It's crucial to track and manage carbon footprint. So the solution is now equipped to categorize and register expenses based on various ESG related metrics, including those related to electricity, fuel consumption, accommodations, and modes of transport. So let's have a look at the functionality. And again, it's the AI receipt scanner who will scan the receipt and find the information. So these are the expense types that we have created ready for reporting ESG expenses. Further to this, we have set up field dependencies. So these extra fields showing when you choose these expense types will only be showing if a specific expense type is chosen, not showing all the fields from the beginning for the expense user in the app. So I'll just jump back to my app to show you one of the examples. Okay, let's choose the shell that I've just created. So you see that I filled in the expense type, the fuel petrol, and the fuel quantity is being picked up from the receipt. So let's see if I'm able to see it here. Not really. I'll just see if I can find. Yeah, this one. So the fuel, the volume is an information available on the receipt, and that is being picked up by the receipt scanner in the app. So I'll just submit this one. Why not take another one and then show you exactly what is filled in. So do I have another receipt? Yeah, I have a Tesla receipt. I bought some electricity for my Tesla car. And I just need to put in the payment type. I haven't used this receipt before, so that is cash private. And the expense type is electricity. Okay, let me just jump back. Sorry, I was a little too quick. Okay, so you see that the expense type is there. The description is being picked up by the AI scanning and the VAT amount. There are no other fields defining the kilowatt on this receipt. So once I pick the expense type, electricity, the kilowatt from the receipt, and again, I'll open it for you to, that's hard to see. I just need to find that one. There it is. And the kilowatt is there. 18 as it says on the expense. So all of this is picked up now from the receipt with the AI scan, and the fields are only showing if you choose certain expense types related to register ESG. We have added Continia Hub. So say goodbye to scattered information, enjoy instant access to contact specific resources and a channel to voice your feedback, crafting continuously improving in-app experience. I mean, we're just all the time we're aiming for making your life easier. So inside the solution, on several pages, you will have a link to Continia Hub, where to find documentation on Continia Docs, learn where you can find a description on how to set up certain things, small videos, and small in-app videos as well. And these, sorry, these are all the pages that has been where Continia Hub has been added. And we will continue adding it on even more pages for you to have an easy access to all the documentation. And oops, just to show you, if I go to expense management setup page, you have the Continia Hub lying here. And when I open this one, I would get access to the documentation. And there are videos, training, assisted setup, and even some information about Continia's other solutions if you would like to know if they could help your daily life having one of these solutions on top of expense management. Purchase contract has been available as an essential module in the essential module of expense management, and it was introduced in a previous version. So the highlight for this version is that purchase contract is now visible in the expense management role center and under the expense management setup page, streamlining your access and configuration. So you see that we have tiles here for purchase contract. And if I go to expense management setup page, it is available here as well. You can disable it if you don't want to use it, but that is available in the essential package. Finally, we have Secure Archive. So diving into the Secure Archive feature, which is introduced for expense management, we ensure that logging all optimal documents is and the transparency in that. Whether it's incoming documents, modifications and attachments, or expense report updates, every action is recorded, from merging and matching transactions to the final steps of approval and posting. So you can trust the robustness of our audit trail, enhancing both security and accountability. So this is all the places where Secure Archive is locked, which is the full process of expense documents. And again, I would like to show you an example. It's under related and document lock. You see that the expense was created. This was a credit card transaction. So the expense was created from the credit card transaction. So it has been matched with that transaction. It was sent to the user, and then it was processed. So if I go to this one, I would then say force approval. Okay, bad example. I'll just choose another one. I'll open this one. Come on. Oh, I'm really, I just have to reopen it to use the force approval. Now I can force approval. So now it will lock, even I reopened the document because it was sent for approval flow, sent in approval flow. And if I go to the document lock, you see that it was reopened and it was forced approved by Esther, who is the bookkeeper. I would also be able to go to the attachments, and here you can see that there's a hash on this one. If I go to show this one, the signed attachment, and I would just need to open the document. Just a second. My downloaded documents. Where is it? There. And when I open it in Adobe, you see that it's been signed. This was introduced to one of our markets already, but now it's available for all markets. So that is included in the setup for Secure Archive. So let me just show you the setting for Secure Archive as well, where it's set up. It's set up under Expense Management Setup page. Down here in the bottom, we have Document Activity Logging, Enable Secure Archive, the archive period type, and the minimum archive period type and signed documents. So you can set it exactly as how it fits your company. Well, thank you all for being with us today. As we've showcased our new features, it's essential to emphasize that these been developed not just out of innovation for innovation's sake, but from genuine conversations and feedbacks from users like you. Our goal is always truly to understand the bottleneck you face daily and to create solutions that take more intelligent, reducing manual processes and saving time. So at Continia, we believe that the most effective advancements come from listening, understanding, and then acting on the genuine needs of our users. So every step we take is geared towards making your day-to-day activities more efficient. So thank you for being an essential part of our community. We believe that together we'll continue to refine and improve the solution or all our solutions. Are there any questions, Kim?
Yes, a few. I don't know if I should read them loud to you, or you want to read them through. There is a couple of short answer questions, I guess. But
Okay.
again, I would like to thank you for a very nice presentation, Lotte. And as you also said, that there's some really nice features in there. And yes, there was maybe a few extra hints what we are going to reveal next week. But what it exactly is, maybe that's not that clear yet. So keep your attention on our company the next coming weeks. Then you will get more information about it. Lotte, are you ready?
Yes, let me see. There's one question. Is it still possible to change the information once autofilled? Yes, that is still possible. So it's just like a helper, and you would still be so the fields are not blocked from changing the information afterwards. There's another question. If you're registered an ESG for fuel power you have bought and then register mileage afterwards, will you also register ESG there? And if yes, isn't that then double registration? Okay, let me read that again. Okay, yeah. So what it is about is that, okay, you have an expense where you register the ESG for fuel, and then on top of that, you register a mileage. You will not register ESG there because it's two different things. One is for the ESG reporting, and the other one is for reimbursing the user on the mileage that they've had. Yeah. that was it. These are the questions that I can see that, yeah, thank you so much for participating. We hope that you will enjoy all the new features. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.